training video is all about connecting the generations across your church. Lifelong faith. It's what we all hope for, work towards and pray for in children. What if I told you that there are a number of helpful keys and one was found to be the most likely to open the door to lifelong faith? That key? It's being connected to other generations. Over the years, there has been a drift in society to do less and less with all generations connected and more of life in age groups and with peers. Without perhaps realising what we're doing, the church has followed society in fragmenting the generations. At our gatherings as a worshipping faith community, we send the preschoolers to one room, school-aged kids to another, high schoolers to another, and the adults stay in the auditorium. Added to this, we often do our socialising, serving and special projects in age groups too. Barbara Rogoff from the University of California said, "We've overdone it. We wanted to protect kids from working in factories 200 years ago, but we've excluded them so much from the life of the community that they don't feel like they have anything to contribute and they don't have as much opportunity to learn." However, studies show that everyone's faith grows when we regularly find ways to do life together, intergenerationally, across all ages. See, faith is not simply taught, it is modelled, encouraged and nurtured from one generation to the other. Belonging and support can be greater when generations connect with one another. Can I clarify one thing? We are not saying that everything a church does needs to be for all generations together. There are valid reasons to hold age, stage or interest-based activities and groups. Certainly, positive peer groups are vital for all of us. But more and more people are coming to the conclusion that to experience authentic Christian community and reap the unique blessings for all, the generations must be together regularly and often. Let's explore some practical ideas. Look at all the activities of your church. Where are the spaces where more than one generation is present? Maybe it's playtime where several people have retired, are serving alongside some younger parents and connecting with the young families that have joined the group. Perhaps it's at morning tea on a Sunday or the working bee to clean up the church property. Now ask yourself this question. Is it just that the generations are present or are they actually connected together? Mike McCrary puts it this way: while many churches are multi-generational and seemingly care for all generations, in reality, the generations function more like cars passing each other on a highway, near each other, but rarely with meaningful contact. If you are serious about increasing the generational connectedness of your church, then start in the spaces where people are already together and increase the contact. Then branch out and look for new ways of doing life together. Serving alongside others is one of the quickest ways to build strong and lasting relationship between generations. When we are involved in contributing and making a difference in the world, we are changed and grow in our faith. But this growth is further aided by the mentoring and encouragement of those with more life experience. Another way to do this is to set up ministry partners, where children are partnered with people from other generations to serve in a variety of areas across the church. Rather than having a separate kids takeover service or a project that only the children are involved in, why not get everyone working together? The best relationships are formed when we are doing something of significance together. When it comes to church services, the pattern in most Baptist churches seems to be that the whole community is present for the first 15 minutes or so, and then the kids go to their specialised programs. Here's an opportunity to look for ways that you can genuinely be worshipping together. It doesn't need to be a special kids song or a children's talk to connect the generations. In fact, those activities just single out one generation. If you are handing out percussion instruments for the kids to use during a song, why not give them out to people of all ages? Looking for a Bible reader? Ask an adult and a child to share the reading. Are there 1 or 2 children who are learning a musical instrument and could join the band, even if it's only for some songs? Some churches are exploring what it looks like to learn together. Now, all age services can be wonderful opportunities, and with a little thought and planning, all ages can grow together. Some churches regularly include all ages in their gathering, and others on special occasions like Good Friday or a church camp, where the time available for engaging with a topic is longer, so you can use different ways to engage all the senses, which kids and many adults will love. Often children can be present for the sermon during the school holidays, but our approach is to look for ways to occupy them rather than engage them. A more helpful way to do intergenerational learning is to adapt the way teaching is done. Avoid long monologues of 30 minutes. Make the learning more participatory, asking people to work through some questions together, like, what does this passage tell us about people? And what does it tell us about God? And where possible, try engaging more than just people's ears, but do things that use more of their senses. Other churches promote intergenerational learning by partnering older and younger people together in intentional mentoring relationships. These can be formal or informal, frequent or occasional, based around a particular focus or general in nature. However you set these up, mentoring has huge relational value, which goes in both directions. As well as those ideas, some churches are exploring ways to play together. Events designed for all ages to connect, such as picnics, beach trips and games nights, are all possibilities. But here's another place where you need to be careful to make sure that the events actually help the generations connect, though. No kids' tables. Camps are also fantastic opportunities for intergenerational connections to form. The time away allows for deeper conversations and shared memories to develop. Finally, churches connecting the generations are thinking about how they can create together. Rather than each age group having their own special projects, what about developing, making or producing something meaningful together as a community? In small churches, intergenerational connections happen more easily, but not without some intentionality to make it helpful for everyone. And we recognise that in large churches, this is not nearly as easy to do. So our suggestion is to aim to connect each generation with the one ahead of them and the one coming behind them. It will be a lot easier to manage and spot opportunities for this to happen. No matter what size your church is, spend some time with your team thinking about how well generational connections are currently being fostered and the ways that these could be encouraged. What would be the benefit of increased intergenerational connections? Is your team currently advocating for this? What practical steps could you take to begin learning, serving, playing, worshipping, or creating together? We'd love to hear your stories. So drop us a line at kidsmin@nswactbaptists.org.au. It doesn't have to be all the time. It doesn't have to be everything we do, but we have to start somewhere. We're the body of Christ, and the body works best when all its parts are together.